love it. I'll love it. Either way.
KT, I like KT.
Yes, sir. KTTV. All right. You ready? Okay. Dr. Spiller, we are live. Are you ready to kick this thing off, brother?
Yes, brother KT. Thank you for having me.
Let's do it.
KTTV, giving you what you need. Motivation, education unleashed. H-Town representing, we forever keep it rolling. Join the conversation with inspirational stories. Thought-provoking, feel that energy. Kendrick Thomas aiming to lift the community. True indeed, tune in, come and see. Giving you what you need. KTTV, let's go. KTTV.
Hey, what to do, KTTV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of Education Unleashed. And on tonight's episode, I have the man himself, President-elect of TABSE, Dr. Darwin Spiller. How you doing tonight, Dr. Darwin?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, brother KT. Thank you so much.
Look, man, it is my pleasure. It's a lot of work going on down here, and we got to highlight that, man. Everybody need their flowers. Plus, we want everybody to know the why behind this illustrious conference that we're getting ready to put on in a few weeks, man. So I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Yes, sir.
Just stopping through. So before I jump into things, man, I always like to do a wellness check just to check in with everybody because we know it's crazy out here. So how have you been? And as we leading up to this conference, when things are getting even crazier, how are you maintaining that balance for the district and the role as president-elect?
Well, thank you so much, brother KT. But before I get started and before I forget, I want to make sure I acknowledge our president, Dr. Chris Pichon. He's doing a great job leading our organization, as well as our executive director, Phyllis Williams. And I just thank you so much for that confirmation about checking in, because a lot of people know that I actually have a self-care budget. Like, before I pay my bills, I pay towards the things that help my self-care. So yeah, that's important for me. I make sure that budget increases regularly so I can stay focused on myself. And I encourage others to, really think about that and really challenge yourself to count the dollars that you're actually invested in yourself. I know we have to pay our bills. I know we have to have a well life, but taking care of yourself first is important. So thank you about that. I did make an increase in my self-care budget this past month. So always making sure I deposit into myself and encourage others.
Man, what an awesome idea. Like you say, you always think about paying yourself and all these pieces, but never do you think about this self-care budget. I know, man, yesterday I went out, we were off yesterday in my district. And so, dude, I went out and took myself to dinner, and it was $75 on this one meal for me. But I tell you, that's why you need them budgets right there.
Yeah,
Days like that, man. So most definitely, man, I do appreciate that. And big shout out to Dr. Pichon. I know he's in Galena Park now, but former A-Leaf ISD repper. Most definitely big shout out to Mr. Chris Pichon. That we appreciate him so much, man, for still being in the game, man. So I tell you, if there's anybody that you want to go behind, just say president-elect, following behind this guy, that's the man right there, man.
Yeah, we're the team. We're as a theme of SOAR. And, as I was campaigning, I was making sure that was a part of my focus and vision, and happy to do great work. He's supporting the great work he's doing.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. And so now, as we get into the TABSE conference.
Yes.
First off, President-elect, can you give us some background, just Dr. Spiller, on you and your work that led up to you commandeering this role after the election?
Yeah, so the interesting thing about a role of conference chair, that is the role of the president-elect. So you're in the office for the next 2 years after the election. The election had passed, so I get the privilege of serving as the conference chair for the next 2 years. But a lot of people know that my history with the organization started a decade ago from one of the founders of the Richardson Area Alliance of Black School Educators, one of the 10 founders, and served in the presidency role, where I was able to, as I transitioned to TABSE, pass the baton to our current president of RAPSE, Richardson Area Alliance of Black School Educators, Misty Wilson. So she's doing great. So it was just the timing of the decade of work that I put in at the local level, serving as the president for a number of years, and then making sure I groom others, such as Misty and the team, so that it'd give me some space to grow at the state level, which definitely is a growth opportunity. But I tell you, Brother KT, we've put together a phenomenal team that's going to bring an outstanding conference experience for you all.
Most definitely, man. And just jumping right into that, most conferences, they do have the theme, and I know you talked a little bit about SOAR as you were going through the campaign. So can you talk to us a little bit about the upcoming conference? Just what has been all going in that background that people don't see, and what is the theme for this year?
Thank you so much. Yes, so the theme this year is leveling up and leading the way. Leveling up and leading the way. And let me tell you, before I even get going into really unpacking the theme, we have been leveling up in many different areas. And shout out goes to all of our sponsors, KT. They have truly poured into our organization to make this a phenomenal experience. Just to name a few, we have a platinum sponsor this year, Concentric Education. We have, just to name a few, we have Just Right Reader as a sponsor, 21st Century Education, National University, Capstone, Amplified, Unbound Education, TCG, Clever, VLK. I mean, the list just goes on. And we have like a good problem to have, and making sure that we are tailoring this leveling up and leading the way experience, where we're going to have this dynamic atmosphere. And we're going to have like cutting edge discussions and an appearance with professionals from various backgrounds. And in our conference experience for leveling up and leading the way, we're going to have interactive workshops and panel discussions that encourage our participants to be fully engaged in our networking opportunities. And during our conference lunches, we go have receptions and social activities, a lot of times, and a lot of opportunities to engage with our sponsors and our vendors. So we are definitely making strides to make sure that our theme align with our work. And we're excited to welcome everybody to the Houston area.
Yes, sir. And as you go through those pieces, I'm just going to ask, what are some of the key highlights that attendees can look forward to, but something that you're also looking forward to as you putting it all together?
Yeah. So KT, we did a reset. When I came in as the chair. We met with our board and our executive committee in the summer, our summer planning. And out of that, we really focus on our strengths. We really hone in on our strengths, because I have 2 years to really work with a dynamic group of people. And I just need the best. I just need the best out of you, whatever that is, whatever experience that is, because the shift and the highlight that I want you all to notice, and you will notice, that it's going to be an increased focus on our students and our teachers. We're taking it back to purpose. This conference, KT, really honed in on who are the people that are closest to our students, which are our teachers, and how are we uplifting and highlighting our students, which is what our litany is all about. So I'm going to give you a little snippet into some of the ideas around our focus on our students. It's actually going to open our keynote speakers to open the entire conference, our students, for the first time. We're bringing in Houston ISD locals who were exceptional at the MLK Oratory Contest. They're going to be there for the first time, followed by award-winning student performances throughout the night. Groups, they're going to be doing opening sessions. We have student performers doing our Founders Luncheon, to our key signature event, which is our gala, which is our culminating activity where we're going to have up students' performance groups, and our teachers will have an opportunity to attend for first time ever a TABSE Teacher Institute. It's going to run that Saturday, March 2nd, because we recognize we need our teachers in the classrooms. So that institute will run on Saturdays from 10:15 to 3:30. We're providing lunch, an opportunity for them to engage with each other, and sponsored by Raise Your Hand Texas, where they'll be really helping our teachers to learn how to advocate for themselves and get even ready for the March primaries that are coming up. So we're super excited about those particular highlights, really focusing in on the conference experience, really looking at what are we doing with our students and how we're supporting our teachers.
Most definitely.
Yes,
When I look at the man, that is going to be something, right? On the podcast last week, we talked about what is this school district in maybe Iowa somewhere where they brought in kids to help them with the curriculum. Right. And so then just being able to build it up, have those students. So anytime we can get those kids on the front line and supporting with the people who work them the most, our teachers, I think we own to something, Doc.
Definitely. I mean, they are powerful in numbers, and listening to them as we transition into this way of life. I mean, we have to empower them because they're going to be the ones that are leading our polls. So we need to educate them and provide them with the resources necessary to speak intelligently and do what's necessary to advance themselves and our organization. So I certainly agree with you 100% with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, we talked a lot about the sponsors. We talked about what's going on with the conference. So this is my question to take that a little further.
Okay.
A lot of conferences hidden this year.
Yeah.
What makes the TABSE conference unique compared to other educational conferences that may come to the Houston area?
Yeah, that's always a great question to pose. And our team, our executive board, we really thought through that when we went through our Strengths Finders activity, because the TABSE conference serves as a catalyst for addressing unique challenges through a series of means of opportunities. So we're creating these networking and collaboration opportunities where we can share insights with one another about how do we address these challenges. We're crafting and creating professional development of best practices, and we're sharing it to effectively support and engage with our minority students that are in the learning process. So that's like a second explicit strategy. And equity and inclusion, there's this emphasis and importance of equity in addressing barriers and biases, providing inclusive environments. So the unique experience at the conference, we have our parents and community engaged at the conference. We're providing them with resources and sessions aimed at empowering our parents, helping them to learn how to advocate for their children. And we have a leadership pipeline, a leadership development, which is instrumental as one of the key components of our conference, where we cultivate these diverse pipelines and craft like culture strand, central office strand, inspiring principals, and assistant principals, just to name a few. So we're really very strategic and unique in that we have systems and conversations in place where we provide our help and our parents, our leaders. We're working with our schools, our networking, professional development, all focused on really crafting and having discussions around the unique challenges of our children.
Yes, sir. Now, I ain't the one to really just self-promoting and publish, but if I don't do it, who will? I would just say that as you were talking about that, I wrote this book.
See, there it is, right there.
Yes, and so when you think about working with that minority student, but also building that capacity in that teacher, I was at a school and we were 98% other than African-American staff, 76% population African-American student. And so then I had to bridge that gap. And so that's when I created a bunch of programs like boys clubs. I worked with Kafele. I talk to him all the time about how his book helped me, and so that's where this book came from. But it talks about those discipline disparities, and it's really a tool for teachers, because not only did I write the book, I created the workbook, and I want teachers to work right inside of this place, man. So most definitely, I feel where y'all coming from with things this year. And that's just all a part of leveling up, understanding that student that we have now versus 10 years ago.
Oh, definitely, man. We used to play in the streets and go have fun after school and stay outside, but the dynamics have changed. So what do we need to do to make sure we address those dynamics? And I want you to push encouraging yourself. Don't hold that book up so fast. Put that big book back up there. There's nothing wrong with self-promoting. And that's what we encourage at the conference. That's a perfect example of making sure when you're having those network opportunities that you have the opportunity to showcase and share those resources with our educators. So that's very important. I'm so proud to see and know that you've done that and doing that, and look forward to maybe putting you on our proposal list next year.
Look, I worked with Harris County at the RT Garcia literacy, and I did the podcast live, and so that was the first thing they asked. So you gonna come and present that next year? And I said, yes, I will. Because we name down. Hey, I appreciate it, man, because it's so very important that we have those conversations. And I like to have it in a setting where it will feel a little uncomfortable, and I want it to, but growth comes from comfortable places. And so that's it, man. That's it, man. And so when you think about that professional development, going back and looking into what teachers need, what aspiring principals need, was it like a certain, I guess, focus group that you all used to say this is what we want to present, or it was kind of just everybody inside of the committee said, well, this is what we think teachers need?
So, we always make sure we reflect on the previous year. So we look at our feedback and evaluation from previous conference, and where we solicit feedback and we talk with our conference attendees to address the effectiveness, like assess the effectiveness of what we're doing and our programming. And we do that through surveys, focus groups, participant evaluations, one-on-one phone calls, which is probably the best way to make sure that when we get that feedback, we're definitely, as a executive board, listening and making sure that our programming addresses moving it forward. That's how we support, that's how the leveling up and leading the way, which is a part of our the National Alliance, a Black School Educators theme that they had this past year. So we kind of follow that trend and make sure that we're taking things from the national level and the concepts and ideas discussed and really unpacking that at the state level, which has been a model for TABSE for years. So we're definitely aligned from the local to the state to the national to make sure that we're addressing those needs and really listening to our participants and delivering high quality conference experiences.
Most definitely.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
What we'll do, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to talk about some of the previous years and maybe a success story or something impactful that you had when you look back at those previous conferences. So, all right, y'all, we'll be right back. All right, y'all, KTTV.com. If you have not been, make sure you, Dr. Darwin Howard just told me, promote.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you have not been to the
Sir.
website, hey, make sure that you get there, KTTV.com. We got books, we got merch, we got everything you can need. So make sure you get there. All right, now we are back inside of our interview with Dr. Darwin Spiller, President-elect of TABSE. And for the people that don't know, please tell them what TABSE stands for, Dr. Darwin.
TABSE stands for the Texas Alliance of Black School Educators, and our website is www.tabse.net.
Hey,
Sir, yes, sir.
Look, man, you gotta forgive me. Sometimes I go a little crazy with the air horns, man. It's
You
been a
you
long
in-
day.
listen, you in good space.
Hey, man. So when you think about success stories, impact, when you're pulling from those previous experiences to be able to kind of go forward, were there any success stories or experiences that you all brought up as you were building for this year?
Absolutely. So how much time do you have? No, I'm kidding.
Hey,
that is such a loaded question, and it's such an inspiration because I tell you, Brother KT, success stories are such. Educators leave empowered, and they leave inspired. They leave motivated. They leave empowered to enact good trouble in their school communities. The educators leave, the attendees leave with this relationships are strengthened with colleagues from around the state. And they share in best practices and our partnerships and conversations with our sponsors. And we're promoting ourselves and we have these mentorships relationships that are powerful, that start in a conversation, maybe at a social event. And not to say our recognition and celebration programs throughout the conference where we uplifting our students, we uplifting our teachers, and our gala, our culminating activity that happens on Saturday is just a wonderful experience of excellence, which this year's gala's theme is black and white, a black and white affair. So the entire room will be filled with excellence. We'll all be in our formal fine wear. We'll be identifying our teacher of the year, our assistant principal of the year, principal of the year, and leaving them inspired. And people leave getting promotions and moving up the ladder from teacher promoting through the leadership rank and then the various pipelines on to superintendent. So we're success stories are just boundless. They're just bountiful in terms of the experiences that our attendees gain from our conference experience.
And as the attendees come and go this year, if it was one thing that you say, if you get nothing else out this conference, I want you to leave with this, what would it be, Doc?
One thing I want you to leave knowing that the opportunities that are brought before you, you need to really hone in on those opportunities and making sure that you're doing what is necessary for you to do to like set clear goals for yourself and plan how you want to address the conference and how you want to engage actively and how you want to network, and you're being very deliberate with note taking. Those are like some immediate action steps and staying energized and hydrated throughout the conference. So those are some immediate takeaways that I would hope people will gain from the experience to help them to get the best out of our TABSE conference. So really looking forward to leaning and learning in and talking with the participants throughout the conference.
Yeah, and it's all about leveling up. So now, how can educators get involved with TABSE to even make the most out of their experience? Maybe they don't know yet, and so we'll run this pregame. And if they want to get down and be a part of the TABSE experience, how can that happen from being a member to joining the conference?
Well, first, definitely want to put a huge shout out to our website. We have really worked hard, our Kenman, our webmaster, to make sure that we are visible and we're on the net. So www.tabse.net, or to even follow us on Twitter, tabse_Texas, or even connecting with our local presidents and local affiliates that are identified on our website. But that's the personal touch that TABSE likes to make sure we engage with our stakeholders that are coming to the conference. And then to further that experience, just really talking about some of those key elements, our workshop topics range from cultural relevancies, equity and inclusion, our leadership seminars, our advocacy, student keynotes. Just as mentioned before, our focus on our teacher strand, and we have aspiring and superintendent pipelines, and we have a James Johnson Research Institute, Dining with Divas, Men on the Mission, all of our exhibitors and sponsors. So it is a wide range of experiences to make sure that our attendees leave fulfilled and having a game plan with some actionable steps when they return back to their local districts.
And, you know, from all these things that you talked to us about tonight, I'm a little old school, so it sounds like we about to have a wang dang doodle.
Hey,
oh, come on now.
Let me add to that now. We also have fun, KT. We do. So I want you to know that our welcome reception that Wednesday night, we have a live band out of New York. They're going to be playing live, engaging with our participants. We have an affiliate Greek night with also the Houstonian live band, The City, that's going to be performing for our participants. And for our Friday game night, we're going to have comedian Shed G. Like he's phenomenal that he's going to be leading our karaoke night, DJ and fun and games. So you heard a lot of educational jargon and a lot of importance, but we really want y'all to know we expect this. We're going to have food trucks on the nights where we're not providing food, Thursdays and Saturdays. We have a 5 variety of food trucks. So we really want them to understand that their experience is comprehensive, so that we want to leave from that Wednesday to that Sunday. Our ecumenical service is going to kick out with, we have recording artists coming in, leading our service. I mean, we have leveled up in all more ways than one, and we're super excited about implementing these strategies that we're learning and having fun. Yeah, Wang Dang, whatever you said. Yeah, we having all of that.
Wang Dang Doodle, baby. Man, so awesome, man. And like you say, the work is so very important. But at the same time, we want you to come in and get that good feel. So most definitely, I understand totally. I appreciate the effort because it sounds like everything went into this was thoughtful, was intentional. And I think that's the way we give people the most for their, what would you say, the most for your money? The bang for your buck, by really being intentional about what we give them for those takeaways and the strands. So really looking forward to being a part of it. Of course, I'll be there doing the interviews, live interviews. We'll be giving reflections. We'll be going live.
I got your spot set up and ready. I got your spot set up and ready. Didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I'm so excited. I saw you in Houston at the Houston Area Alliance, and I immediately booked you for the Texas. So thank you so much for accepting that offer.
Yes, sir. It is my pleasure. So now, as we get out of here, can you give us the website one more time? And if people want to learn more about the work that you do, man, do you have any way that they can kind of share, look you up a little bit?
Absolutely. So the website is www.tabse.net. My email, which is probably the easiest, is president-elect@tabse.net. That's president-elect, all one word, @tabse.net. I respond to every email within 24 to 48 hours. I encourage that back and forth collaboration with me. To be very honest, phone calls are best. So we'll engage and we'll answer questions. I want to give a huge shout out to the registration team. We're receiving calls. We're funneling all our questions to registration. We're getting back to participants within 24 hours, even within the hour. And so you can also hit us up at information@tabse.net for questions. And our team is geared up and ready to respond expeditiously so that we can deliver that professionalism that we're known for.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate you. What we'll do, let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll jump into some rapid fire with Dr. Spiller. Yeah, we will be right back.
You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and get it up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and
All right, y'all. Welcome back to. Oh my God, I almost got lip. Woo! It's been a long day. Welcome back to Education Unleashed, and I'm here. Hey, with Dr. Darwin Spiller, President-elect of TABSE. He just broke the conference down to you, y'all. If you didn't get anything out of that to make you want to say, I need to be in the building.
Yeah, you do.
you must gonna be at home sleep. I mean, what else would you be doing besides not at the conference? So we starting Wednesday night.
Yeah, golf tournament.
Come on, man. Come on now. Doc, you already got the golf. Are you out there doing a little swinging, Doc?
I'll be out there encouraging, supporting, making sure.
Okay.
Big shout out to Bashila Ward, our chair. You know, she embraced that. She took on that role. That's a huge lift. She's built a phenomenal team, and we're so excited to kick off that pre-conference experience with our golf game that's out in Houston. So it's on the website. I don't want to mess up names and dates and places. So I just asked everybody to go there and read all the description.
That's it. All right. Let's get into some rapid fire. We got a few questions for you real quick. Let's go.
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home.
All right, y'all. We are here for the rapid fire section of the Education Unleashed talk show. All right, Dr. Spiller, don't think about it. Just react to it. Gotcha. Here we go. 10 questions. Count. What's your favorite book you read recently?
My favorite book is Justice Seekers. That's one that I'm reading from one of our sponsors, actually. Really just talking about Lacey. She's doing a good job on helping promote justice. So I'm really having fun reading that book.
Yes, sir. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be?
Historical figure. Oh, gosh, there's so many. I got to go with my brother Barack. I'm going to make him a historical figure because that was a historical moment. I would love for the opportunity to sit down and engage with him and really pick his brain and learn from him.
Man, that's a deep one right there.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. Coffee or tea?
Coffee with hazelnut.
Hey, come on now. I got to get a little tasty, man. I got to get a little toasty. I'm with you now, Doc. Let's go. All right. What's your go-to stress reliever?
Massages. Definitely. Definitely.
Coming out the self-care budget.
Self-care budget, expensive, but well worth it. Once a week to reset before the week. That's a set budget that's in the expense column, and it works.
Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I never thought about that. I usually just go to Planet Fitness and go to the little rooms, get on the tables, but I might have to put that in the budget. Huh?
Your neck, you need some work on them blood vessels.
Right here.
Yeah, you need to get them calves, veins moving and get the blood circulating. Yeah.
Yeah, we look, we talk all that ABL, but we got to do it too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
When you get up in age, you get up in age, you got to put some systems in place.
Come on now. Oh, what's your favorite vacation destination?
You know what? I just returned from the Dominican Republic. I celebrated my 50th birthday there, and I'm ready to go back already.
Come on, man. 50th.
Yes.
Hey. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Dr. Spiller.
Sir, thank you.
Man. 50. All right. Early bird or night owl?
Early. 4 a.m.
Give me up.
You know, that was that doctoral study hour. My best work was from 3 to 6 because it was quiet and the world had stopped. And if I needed to get that dissertation finished, it felt like I had that done. So I've always still stayed in that 3 to 6 range. I'm up at 4 o'clock every morning.
Every morning. Yeah, that's it. 4:30. I got that alone goes out. Sublime.
Up at 4, gym at 5.
Ooh. And look, I took a little while off and I've been getting back into it. The first month, my body was like, nah, man. You're too old for this, man.
That itch thing that go on your blood. Yeah.
It's like you got to get up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I found myself now at the supplement store. Just give me some caffeine. Just
I got a good supplement. First thing, cucumber, celery, and lime juice. 8 ounces.
Okay.
First thing on the empty stomach. Yeah. Those are some 3.
It'll get you going.
Get you going. Might want to throw you a little green apple in there, but put the little Metamucil, cucumber, celery, lime blend, 8 ounces. Go. First thing in the morning.
Go. Hey, that was my word for the year. Go. All right. What's your favorite hobby outside of work?
You know what? Believe it or not, working outside in the yard, perfecting the yard, keeping the bushes clipped, keeping everything clean, picking up leaves. I grew up doing that. Believe it or not, I'm from the south side of Chicago, where I was actually born, on the west side, Cabrini Green, all that area. We moved to the south side, and my parents are from Mississippi, and we had a garden, and that was Darwin's garden. I was the one who cleaning it out, making the roads, making the hills. So grew up doing that and still enjoy doing it. It's very therapeutic. Get back to the earth and just really connect with self and just take it an opportunity to get away from a lot of things.
Yeah, kind of like that remind me of the guy from Abbott Elementary. He said, "Man, I just like my garden, man. Don't mess with the garden."
A city guy like me out there in the garden. Who would have thought? That's just because
hey. Yeah, but you gotta find that outlet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Invisible.
Ooh, you gotta give us a why on that one.
Well, I just want to be able to go wherever I need to go. And I'm nosy. You know, I'm an investigator by trade, not profession. But I just want to be able to get there, pop, invisible, click. I'm where I need to be.
Yeah.
And nobody will see me. I can be nosy and do whatever I need to do.
I'd be like, I heard you. I was there. All right.
Was there.
Beach or mountains?
You know what? I'm going to say I've never really ventured into the mountains. I'm not a beach person. The heat, the hot, the water, the sand in the mouth, the salt water, that's not my thing. So without having been to the mountains, seeing pictures, I'm going to say mountains.
Yeah, look, Doc. Every summer for my birthday, I go to Colorado. Can't go when it's cold.
I'm going there.
Not me. Okay.
You just confirmed.
Look, the time to go. I'll tell you.
But I don't want that little skinny strip, that little skinny strip turn thing. I'm not trying to do. I need a.
And that's the part about them mountains, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been doing this 7 years in a row, and I still like this last time. I don't know what happened. I almost turned around. I said, man, this cars is moving a little too fast for me. But definitely once you get up, I think I drive up 13,000 feet, and once I get to that top. My God, man, it's like God is just like right there, right there. Close.
That's my confirmation right here. You're my confirmation.
Let's go. All right, last question. What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
Oh man, guilty pleasure TV show that I can probably watch over and over and over and over and know all the episodes is Good Times.
Come on now. Anytime you need a friend.
Watching it like it's the first time. We'll watch it over and over and know the words. It's just something about seeing that experience, having lived in. Maybe that's because we lived across the street in the Cabrini Greens in the 3-story buildings and grew up on the west side, ages 0 to 10, and really being in that experience. And now where I am now, just really reflecting back on how God's mercy has been for me, even in this role that I am in as TABSE president-elect. I mean, it's just an awesome experience. But yeah, I could watch that over and over and over and over.
That's it, man. Well, I sure appreciate you. I like to do the rapid fire because it just takes us away from the education. Because the biggest thing I've noticed is my students, as I've come over the years, when you go like places like Walmart or something, they're surprised that you in there, like you're not human. And so anyway, that I get to humanize us to make us say, hey, we real people too. Now we do gonna tell you what to do, or we do work together. You see us on the front lines, but I'm a person and I like to do people's stuff. So I thank you for giving us a little insight, a little bit more into Dr. Spiller outside of the education wise. And so as we get ready to wrap it up for tonight, are there any final words or any last push that you want to get out to our conference attendees, educators, expirers, anybody?
Yeah, I want to go back to being very intentional about your experience when you come to the TABSE conference. I really want to reiterate, set clear goals, you all. Set clear goals and like really plan out your schedule and be intentional about engaging actively. This is the time when you come out your shell and you walk up to individuals and you have that conversation with them and you network effectively. you network effectively and make the most of the moment, take notes, and engage, embrace the diversity that you're getting ready to experience, and stay energized. And then most importantly, follow up, close the circle. Everybody knows that's Dr. Spiller's favorite phrase is, how did you close the circle? Don't leave the experience with to-do lists. If it's an email about a person you met, when you go to the hotel room that night, email them, close the circle, check it off, get it done. You will feel so empowered and leave and make sure 100% plan to attend our Sunday Echo Miracle service. Our conference is not in on Saturday at the gala. Our conference ends Sunday at our Echo Miracle service. And I want to give a big shout out to Brother Cornelius Anderson, our chair, and his team. They're doing a phenomenal job in planning a different type of experience. So I would want you all to leave energized and then get on the road and then head home and do that checklist that I just talked to you about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Dr. Spiller, I think we are in for a good time. And once again, I want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of it, to amplify the voices that are there, to get some of that feedback. I think about TABSE a year later and still being able to put out those clips to share those experiences. And so really looking forward to being able to do that because I think it's going to be a great time had by all. So just looking forward to it, man. And so thank you for coming in. Like you say, doing that reset, bringing in something that's never been before, because that's how you trailblaze, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I sure appreciate you. All right, y'all. This is KT for KTTV signing out. 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
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 KTTV.